Good morning. Well, we made it to Friday, even though if you are like many, the days just kind of all run together now. My wife Lee has teased and said that she needs to go back to when she was a child to have the day of the week written on her underwear so she knows what day of the week it is. You also may know that we film our Sunday morning worship service now on Thursday, and that has been a little perplexing for me after we finish, because on Thursdays now I'm going through my ordinary regular Sunday morning routine. My prayer time on Sunday morning is a little different than it is on other days, and I get ready in a kind of a particular way to get me ready for worship, and then I drive down to church and of course do worship. And so we've been filming on Thursdays, and that has made Fridays feel like Mondays to me, because the day before I led in worship and preached and all that kind of thing. Last Friday, not today. Today doesn't feel quite as much like Sunday as the last few. Maybe I'm starting to get adjusted to it. But last Friday, I got up and did all the stuff I needed to do. And one of the things that I do every Monday afternoon or Monday evening is collect all the trash in the house and take it to the trash can, and then take the trash can up to the street, because the people that collect the trash collect it pretty early on Tuesday morning. And so if I don't get it up there Monday afternoon or Monday evening, then I'm not going to get my trash collected for that week. And so last Friday afternoon, I started going through the house, collecting all the trash, and I'm always kind of teasing the kids and bring out your trash, I need to take your trash. And I collected all the trash and took it to the street and came back, and a few hours later I realized, wait a minute, it's not Monday, it's Friday. And I asked my family, why didn't y'all stop me? And they said, well, we just saw you doing it, thought maybe you were getting a little head start on it or whatever. But I was just completely out of sorts mentally, because everything is kind of jumbled. And that is likely the case for lots of us, not just the days being all jumbled up, but just our routines being jumbled up and our lives being jumbled up. And you may feel like in some ways that you're going crazy because of all of this, and that would be understandable in a sense. That reminds me of one of my favorite passages of Scripture, and I've used it often over the years to help people who are suffering from dementia, or to help people whose family members are suffering from dementia. And it comes from Isaiah 49. And God says through Isaiah, "Can a woman forget her nursing child, or show no compassion for the child of her womb? Even these may forget, yet I will not forget you." And then the verse I love so much. "See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands. You are continually before me." There is that wonderful promise that if those who are supposed to be the very closest to us, our mothers, our spouses, our children, even if they were to forget about us, not know who we were, if I were to forget who I am or who they are, I can take so much comfort in knowing that God will never forget me, and that in fact my hands or my name is inscribed on God's palms. I'm always before God. Such a beautiful, beautiful passage. It's a beautiful passage this day, not only for those of us who might feel like we're going a little bit crazy, or feel like that we are suffering from memory loss or something, but I hope that might be a wonderful, comforting passage for those who actually are experiencing those things. I wonder how difficult it must be to be facing dementia at this time, or to have a family member who has dementia, and their routines and everything are all turned upside down. I've seen some videos of people who are visiting their elderly parents at nursing homes through windows so that they can at least see them. And if people are unable to fully understand what is going on, how difficult that must be. But what a wonderful promise therein is. "See, I have you on my palms. You are always before me, and I will never forget you." There's also, I think, here an implication that sometimes mothers are not good mothers. Motherhood is something that we love and cherish, and next Sunday we will celebrate Mother's Day, and yet some mothers are not good mothers, and they do forget their children, or they lose compassion for their children, not just mothers but fathers as well. During a time of tremendous stress, we find that families face a lot of stress. Spouses face stress with each other. Parents face stress with their children, and vice versa. Here is another reminder. if this is a time for you where you are going through a lot of stress with people that should be closest to you and yet you're struggling, know that if you feel like they've forgotten you or they've lost compassion for you, God has not forgotten you, and God still has compassion for you. And you are written on the palms of God's hand. And I like to think of that as a tattoo, something that is absolutely permanent. No matter how much hand washing God might do, there will be no way that you can be washed off, no way that you can be taken out of the presence of God. See, you are continually before me. God is with us.